Hiya guys, Mark and I ride a Raleigh. This week we look at some Aliexpress bargains, and one of the ones we're looking at for you city commuter riders for your folding bikes is a lovely little cap that bolts onto your A-frame too, or onto your seat too. So we're going to have a look at this now and see how it fits on the bike. Here we are then guys, looking at this lovely resin bottle mount for your folding bicycle. For those who don't know, a lot of the folding bikes do not come with bottle mounts or anything at all on them to mount accessories like this. It's a lovely little device, nothing special, nothing fancy to write home about, but it's got some nice little features which you'll find interesting. Because of the style and size of the clamp, it can mount around your seat post or your A-tube. So that's a benefit straight away, because you can have it mounted in front of you, either forward facing, rear facing, between your legs or underneath your saddle, so you can fit this either way. It's also unidirectional. You got the screws here, so you can adjust the height, so you have it higher or lower in the mount. You can also mount it horizontally or vertically, so you have it hanging down from your bars or sideways mounted from your bars. The choice is yours. Again, because it's only a few pennies, £2 I think at most with postage, if it gets stolen off your bike, the most you're going to lose is 10 minutes of work. It's quite a good solid design, and I like it. I think it solves a problem without being too expensive. And being a city bike, where things get stolen a lot in the cities, unfortunately, this day and age. I won't go into the reasons why, but you know why. It means if it is stolen, you've not lost too much over it, and for people to try and sell it, is it worth the effort? Right there, what about bottle size? Well, we got here a standard ½ litre Raleigh water bottle, and as you can see, so it fits no problem at all. So to carry ½ litre of fluid on you, actually this is a 660ml bottle, not a 500, so you can quite comfortably carry over ½ litre in this device. And you see she fits really nice. I know it's over ½ litre, that's why the bottle's wet, because I just measured it. It's about 660ml in the bottle. So we're going to mount it on the bike now in various positions, as you can see for yourself how she mounts. Right then guys, what I'm talking about here, I speeded the footage up, not to bore you to death, because I was getting a bit bored myself when I watched it back. But basically say now you can open up the clamp and then go onto the A-tube or the seat post. What I didn't notice was, at the time, is a metal bar, the thread that runs across, and you'll see later at the end of the video, which I didn't notice, the bar rubbed across the A-tube coming down from the column. And it scratched it all. I had to touch it up with paint afterwards. So you can mount it on your A-tube, but if you do, put plenty of insulation tape around your A-tube to stop any damage to it, which I did do, and you will see the photograph later. Right then, this is what I'm on about here. See, I'm pointing out the bar, that if you use on full extension, there you go, it'll actually scratch your A-tube or your steering tube. So the best thing to do here is just to wrap plenty of insulation tape around, or gorilla tape, something like that, duct tape, a really thick, heavy-duty tape, if you're going to mount your drinks bottle on your steering column or on your seat post. It's a shame, really. It's a really nice design clamp, but it's not enough clearance on our bolt here, which I'm signifying. So really, if you're going to use it on your handlebar extension. Now later on in the video, you can see I use on the handlebar extension, and on the actual handlebar itself, and the steel rod still marked that as well. So if you're going to buy one of these for your bike and it's an old clunker, it doesn't matter. But if you're going to use it on your Pride and Joy, like a Brompton or something like that, I really would either consider a different bottle mount for your bike. Okay guys, now here's our bottle mount located on the bar.
come around to show us side here. If she's on a narrower pitting, like on a bar, she fits absolutely fine with good clearance. See if I can get in there, some daylight through there. So no worries at all. But if you're doing on the stem here, bit of tape on there. I've touched out now some black paint. So if you've got an old clunk or something like that, which you don't mind using and abusing in the city, where it might get stolen, don't worry about it. But if you're on your pride and joy, a little bit of gaffer tape around the bar or around your stem to protect it. Okay, bar, you can see by there where the threads have actually marked the bar as well. So because it's only a £2 bar extension, I don't care about that. I know worried. Right then guys, I brought the bike out. We have a look around now with all the accessories from Aliexpress, which I had for less than £5 for each item. Now we actually won. Now they fit, I'll talk you through them quickly. I'm going to tag this on the end of each video to speed things up. Right, the bar was just £2. As you can see, I had a bit of trouble, who wants to go to the video, of fitting these little plastic grommets here. You can see this one now is eager to pop out already. I replaced it with some rubber. But the actual thing, for £2, the bar and the adapter is worth it. But you have to make some of your own adapters. So I would give the system 10 out of 10, but because of the grommets and a bad design, I'll give it a 7. Right, the next, the water bottle. The holder here is not very good. You can see you scratch the barber there. I scratch my column on here, I scratch on there. I put some tape on it now for protection, but I put some paint on there. This was only £1.50. The system is a good idea because you can clamp it anywhere on your bike, but the problem is down in here. You have a look in here, that metal barber there cuts into everything. So you put some protection on your bike, some thick PTFE tape or something to protect it. Okay, that's that. So it would give it a 10 out of 10 for idea, but as it is, I'll only give it a 5 because it damages your bike. Simple as that. But for £2, I would probably say I'd even give it a 3 out of 10. It's an excellent idea, but I could do a little bit of finesse to make it better. Hang on. Hello, Kev. Hello, boy. Come say hello, have you? I'll give you some food in a minute. Right, so we come around now to the LEDs. These are great, and these are going to be further tested in the video on the lights. So keep an eye out for that, and that's going to be on there. This was only £5 as well from Aliexpress. Straps onto the bag. It's a lovely big size. We're going to look more at this. I'm doing videos on bike racks, solid mount and the telescopic pole mount off the saddles, etc., and different bags, etc. So keep looking for the review on that with that. And the last one we looked at on the front, which I fitted, was the front pannier mount. Now this is quite a good idea, good design. My favourite so far. With these holes here, they'll take the 2-peak rack system. So you slide in your luggage rack and lock it. That is brilliant. I love that. Only problem is, these pivots here is no way of adjusting them. And should it get heavy, look, they'll just pivot down, which means you can't put a lot of weight on it. But what you can do is, to counteract this, around the top of your head here, get some heavy duty, thick 3mm or so wide cable ties, and just cable tie it around the top, or where you've got your reflector mount in the back of the ear, you can drill a hole through there and screw it through the reflector mount, because the reflector mount can't be used anyway by UK law legally. UK law, you've got to have one on the front, so it'll have to be mounted down under here. So you're going to have to take this bracket off here and either mount the reflector underneath on the front, or we're going to have to use that bracket, cable and put a hole through here, push this back a bit further, look, and screw that to the light bracket, which I think is what I'll do. But itself, as a front storage bag, is fantastic. It's the best style of which I've seen on eBay, but this needs to be a nut and bolt, and because it's a clamp washer, it's either a case of drill this out and put your own nut and bolt in there, or drill through here, take a reflector off and put a nut and bolt through there to tie it back. And because it moves with a fork anyway, I think that's going to be the best option. Okay, so one last look over. So altogether the bike's been kitted out for less than £15. £5 for the rack, £2 for the bar, £7. We've got £2 for the lights, so that's £9. About £1.50 the bottle, £10.50, and about £5 for the bag. So to fully kit the bike out was less than £15, about $20 US, which I think is absolute bargain. Are you ready to go for some food now? Hey, Kevin, you ready to go for some food now? I think so. So thanks for watching, guys. Hit the old notifications button, the likes, the share, subscribe, and all that funky, trendy stuff. And I'll see you on the next one, which is going to be on the bike's racking systems. So I'll have a better look at that. I'd have modified the front rack by then as well. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe. Thanks and bye bye.